So, Jen,
Yeah,
this Super Bowl thing.
right. So Super Bowl's coming up. We all know that people spend a small fortune on these Super Bowl commercials. And
Big.
yeah, really ginormous. And I mean, is it crazy? Like, why do advertisers spend so much money to create these elaborate productions that are the Super Bowl commercials?
Well, they spend it because they find in their master plan for the year that it works. And because they're looking at something. They're looking at impressions. They're looking at, well, they're looking at a lot of metrics. They're looking at impressions. They're looking at sales. They're looking at lift. They're looking at mentions. They're looking at all these other factors. It's not just how much does it cost. We can't afford that. They've got to look at the bigger picture of it. Now, one of the costs, though, that is outrageous is, I think this year is going to be like $5.5 million for the ads to run for 30 seconds.
So that's the airtime.
That's the airtime. That's not the cost of production. That's not the cost of the agency. That's not the cost of anything else. That's just to pay the network to run the spot on TV.
Wow.
So that's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So 5.5 million, but you're reaching somewhere between 95 and 110 million, depending on the year, of viewers. So that's a lot of viewers.
Right.
And they're a captive audience, and they're watching for your commercial. They're not, 87% of people watch for the commercials for entertainment purposes. So they want to see your commercials. It's not like in a TV show where you run to the bathroom during the commercials.
No, Super Bowl's all about the commercials.
You go to the bathroom during the game when the other team has the ball, and you sit there like this, watching the commercials. But so if you take it into context, so a show like Big Bang Theory, right now they're paying about $390,000 for 30 seconds to air a spot there, and they're getting about 16 million viewers.
So versus the 5.5 million.
Right. So it's 300 and some thousand versus 5.5 million, 16 million versus. So if you do the math, that is a much smaller number for 30 seconds on Big Bang Theory than the Super Bowl. But all the other pieces that go into it are really what you have to determine. Is it worth the money or not?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the key. Is it worth the money? And you have to decide that in every business decision you make.
Of course.
Including all of your marketing, which Super Bowl commercials are a marketing line item.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Right. And, at a certain level, these brands are doing these things because the competition's doing them. So if they're going to be competitive, they have to be part of it.
right.
So, which is kind of like today's world where we're getting more and more video-centric, and all businesses, or if they're not already doing video, need to be upping their video game because in another few years, it's just going to increase.
Yeah, video is easy to consume these days.
And as a writer, I hate saying that because I enjoy writing and I write for clients and I read a lot, and video is not really my thing. That's not where I go and spend my time watching videos, but I'm in the minority, and so many people are watching videos.
Yeah, and everybody's realizing that video is worth it. Because video does a lot of things for you. Like right now we're doing this video. We're going to send it to the editor. It's going to get put up to a few places, and we can be sleeping right now, and you could be watching this. We could be at the beach right now, and you could be watching this. We could be, we're doing something else. And you're still getting the message from the video as opposed to if we only saw people in person. And while we all know that that's a possibility, nowadays with everybody standing in the grocery line on their phone, they're driving in their car with their phone, they're everywhere they are.
Not that we're condoning you should be watching video while you're driving.
Right.
Not a good idea.
They're sitting at dinner with their phone. I mean, just look around you. It's a screen. What's on that screen? If they're not scrolling through their favorite social media site, they're watching something. And we live in Mexico, and it's amazing how many people, they don't have cable TV in their house, but they do have cell phones that get video.
Oh, yes.
So a lot of people watch TV and movies on their phone all the time. They're walking down the street, watching a movie. Yeah, we see it happen almost daily. So the video thing it's easier now than ever to communicate to people through that medium. So you really have to think about that. And that's also part of the types of videos you create are where are they consuming them?
Right.
How are they consuming them? What are they thinking about when they're consuming them? So, spending too much, advertisers know spending too much in this instance, it's a lot of money. they've got a captive audience. They've got people that are glued to the TV watching their commercial.
Right.
So that in itself is worth money, and that's why the networks charge so much.
Right, because it's so hard to get eyeballs anymore, and but as a small business owner, you have to know like where your audience is and where they're going to be watching your videos, so that you're putting them in the right place,
Right.
and that you're getting the right message across, so that it makes sense, and then you can go, okay, this was a valuable thing to do, and you don't create one video, you create multiple videos over time, because we're all just going into this video world where we're going
Right.
to be videos.
Yeah, so are they worth it? Everybody has to decide that. Just like you have to decide, which type of tires you buy for your car when you need new tires. Do you go to the bargain discount or do you get the high performance tires? I mean, all these things are all calculated risk, if you will. Tires aren't a calculated risk. But shooting video and spending the money is a calculated risk. And some companies have failed miserably, and others have started and hired 500 people within the year because of their success. I mean, it's crazy, and no one can predict the future, so no one knows how they're going to be received.
Right.
So is it worth it? That's kind of a bigger question, but a lot has to go in that decision. I think, we all think, $5.5 million for 30 seconds is a lot of money. Well, it is, unless you're a big brand, which is really what advertises on the Super Bowl.
Right.
And in that case, you're looking at, is it a worthwhile expenditure?
Mm-hmm.
So, is it worth it?
The answer would be yes.
These people are smart. They wouldn't do it if it wasn't worth it.
Yes.